Hello, this is Tony and
Jacob.
and we are here to introduce a yoga video that will get you working on your hips and your lower back. This session will have twists, counter poses, and lunges. You will not be needing any blocks or any sorts of straps, so you can come as you are to the mat. And I hope you enjoy. Let's begin in tabletop. Second, our shoulders over our wrists and hips over our knees. As you exhale, drop down onto your heels. Lower your forehead toward the mat as much as is comfortable and allow your hands to rest in front of you. Take a few breaths here. Bring yourself back up to tabletop and sink your heels down and lift your hips up toward the sky for downward facing dog. As you do so, spread the fingers wide, roll the shoulders in, relax the neck and drop the head down, and pedal those feet. Here you are going to be looking at your feet, your shins, or your ankles as you pedal those feet. Now bring yourself down to Chaturanga, all the way down to the mat, and move on to upward facing dog. Drop your shoulders down below your ears, lift your chin up toward the sky. Allow your feet to relax flat on the mat. Now bring yourself down and up into a cross-legged seated position. Draw both heels to your innermost thighs so that your heels are touching. Put your hands behind you on the floor with your fingers facing backward. Slide your hips closer to your heels. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, drop your shoulders down and lean those elbows down onto your thighs as you bring your knees closer to the mat within your comfort zone. This is where you have that sense of control with those elbows. You can further the pose by folding forward substantially. While you're pressing your heels together, extend those hands out onto the mat or onto the floor and bring that forehead as close to the floor or the mat as is comfortable. Take a deep breath in and bring yourself out of the pose and into staff pose. Bring your legs out straight, sit evenly into your sit bones. Draw your arms up toward the sky for seated forward fold. Exhale, forward fold at your hips. Bring your arms towards your feet, shins, or ankles. Please make sure you do not rest them on the knees. You may do so on the thighs, but with that tension under the knees being there, it may result in an injury if you do put any more pressure on them. On the inhale, bring yourself back up into seated position. Bring your right leg to your inner thigh, activate and stretch through your toes on your left side. Exhale, right hand reaches around the back and stretches for the inner thigh or the waistband or the back of the shirt. Inhale, your left hand up toward the sky, and exhale it into the side bend. Left palm faces up inside the leg. Inhale, roll the shoulder open. Exhale, release any tensions you can feel. And take 2 deep breaths as you side-eye the sky. Inhale, reach the right hand up and reach it bicep over ear. Spread your hands through the palm of the right hand and stretch and release that tension. Stretch and release. Deep breath. Keep that right hand over the left. And allow your chin to look up as you side-eye the sky. Take a few breaths. And inhale ourselves out of the pose as we switch sides. As we bring our left heel in, we bring our right leg out. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale the left arm back behind the back to grab onto the waistband or the back of your shirt or the inner thigh. As you inhale, bring your right hand up and exhale it on the inside of the side bend. Right palm faces up. As you inhale, roll that shoulder back and turn your chin up toward the sky as you side-eye that sky. Hopefully, at whatever the time of the year you're watching this, it is nice enough outside for you to enjoy that outside. Take a few more breaths. And inhale that left arm up and exhale it bicep over ear as you elevate it just above the right hand this time. Turn the chin up as you side-eye that sky. Inhale yourself out of the pose and return to a seated cross-legged position. Make sure you bring your left leg over the right. Grab onto that left heel and cross it over the right knee. As you exhale, bring the left arm back behind you. Fingers pointed back. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale the right arm up toward the sky and exhale it, crossing it over the knee for a seated spine twist. With each inhale, lengthen the spine, and with each exhale, deepen that twist. As you exhale, turn the chin over to the left shoulder. Take a few breaths. Exhale again and cross your chin over to the right side. However much as is comfortable. Take a deep inhale and exhale, release the top half of this pose. We are switching sides but only with our hands. As you exhale, bring your right hand back behind you, fingers pointed back. As you inhale, bring that left hand up and cross it over the knee. Here we grab onto the inside of our arch and inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhaling, deepening the twist. As you exhale, bring that chin over to the right shoulder. As you exhale, cross that chin over to the left shoulder. Inhale and exhale yourself out of the pose and back into a cross-legged seated position. As you do so, make sure you cross the right over the left. Grab onto that right heel and bring it over the left knee. As you exhale, bring the right hand back behind you, fingers pointed back. As you inhale, bring the left arm up and cross it over the right knee. Again, lengthen the spine on the inhales and deepen the twists on the exhales. As you exhale, bring that chin over to the right shoulder. Take a few breaths here. On the exhale, bring that chin over to the left side. Take one more inhale in. And exhale, release that top half of the pose. You're switching sides yet again, but only on the top half. As you exhale, bring that left hand back behind you, fingers pointing back. Inhale the right hand up toward the sky. Exhale that elbow over the right knee. Bring that hand to the arch. Inhale yourself, lengthening. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, the chin over to the left side and deepening that twist. Take a few breaths here. As you exhale, bring that chin over to the right shoulder. You may further this twist by side-eyeing over that shoulder. Take a deep inhale. And exhale back into a seated cross-legged position. As you do so, grab onto that right heel. Bring that heel into the center as much as is comfortable and drag it over to the left side. As you do so, allow that left foot to stay stationary or bring it to a comfortable position under the thigh instead of the knee. As you inhale, bring the hands up toward the sky. As you exhale, follow through on this forward fold. Here you bring your forehead as close to the mat as is comfortable as you extend your hands out to the ground. Take 2 more breaths here. And inhale yourself out of the pose and switch sides, returning to cross-legged position with the left leg on the outside. Grab on to that left heel and bring it back into center toward the belly button as much as is comfortable, and drag it over to the right side this time, reaching into that hip crease, and leave that right leg stationary or bring it in under the thigh instead of the knee. As you inhale, bring the hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, follow through with that forward fold. Bring your forehead as close to the ground as is comfortable, and bring your hands to the ground. As is comfortable while you bring your hands to the ground. And inhale yourself out of the pose, back into cross-legged position, and bring yourself into tabletop. Stacking those shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Sink your heels down, bring those hips up for downward facing dog. Roll those shoulders in, spread those fingers wide. Relax the neck and drop the head as you pedal those feet. As you inhale, bring your right leg up and bring that knee between the hands for pigeon pose. Drop the back foot flat onto the mat. Here you can stay on your hands or bring yourself onto your forearms and elbows, or bring your forehead all the way down onto those forearms. Here, you are not trying to lean too much to either side. You are trying to find a center pocket while rocking back and forth. As you do so, you bring yourself deeper and deeper into that center pocket. So as you explore these hips, try to enjoy this hip flex. Take a few more breaths here. And inhale ourselves back up to Chaturanga as we switch sides. Bring that left leg between the hands. Point those back toes. And either stay on your hands, go onto your forearms, or drop your forehead all the way down onto the mat, or as much as is comfortable. As you rock side to side, trying to explore those hips as you look for that center pocket. Take a few more breaths here. On the inhale, we bring ourselves back up into Chaturanga. And drop yourself back down onto the mat. Bring our right arm out to the side for broken wing pose. Roll yourself onto your right side, bringing that left leg up and back down behind you. Roll over to the right side as you inhale the left leg up and back down behind you. And just take a few breaths here as you explore the shoulders and knees. Make sure you stack that left foot flat on the mat right behind you, so you allow yourself to open those hips. And here you have control over your right shoulder with that right hand. As you explore this pose, you may move your hand up, down, or forward or backward to explore and control where you feel tensions in this pose. Take a few more breaths. And exhale back to center as we switch sides. Bring the left arm out this time. And inhale yourself onto that left side, bringing that right leg up, back, and behind you, stacking that foot flat onto the mat. And drop that head back down onto the mat, relaxing the neck. Remember to explore the hips here and the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths here. Exhale and drop back down to center. Here we're going for Sphinx pose. So bring your forearms and hands flat onto the mat. Here, you will use your hands to build a sort of traction between your shoulders and the ground. This will create a frame for those shoulders. Make sure you bring your hands close together. And as you build that traction with those hands and the shoulders, you are doing somewhat of a baby push-up here, but only with the forearms. As you inhale, lift the chin up and look up toward the sky. And exhale yourself flat onto the mat. We're going for locust pose. As you bring yourself back flat onto the mat, bring your hands back behind you and lace those fingers. You are not going to worry about the tension between the shoulders or the lower back. Here you're going to engage the pose by flexing the core and strengthening that connection between the interlaced fingers. Here you will try to bring those knuckles down further, and you will continue to engage that core as you take on this pose. If you have to further the pose, you may take an inhale and bring those legs up off the mat. Take one more deep inhale and exhale yourself back onto the mat. Here we're going for another downward facing dog. Bring those sit bones up towards the sky as you sink those heels down into the ground. Spread those fingers wide, roll the shoulders in, relax that neck, and pedal those feet. As you inhale, bring the left leg back and bring it between the hands for a low lunge. As we inhale, bring that left hand up toward the sky. As you do so, turn that chin up as you side-eye that sky. As you exhale, bring your hands back down onto the mat. Inhale for this alternating low crescent lunge. As you breathe in, make sure you engage the core. As you do so, you are controlling the balance you are experiencing here. As you continue this breath work at the core, you bring your arms back and stretch them toward an imaginary back wall. Bring your chin up toward the sky. Take 2 breaths. Exhale back down onto the mat or onto your knee. Inhale the hands back up toward the sky, and exhale those hands back down behind you, interlacing the fingers. As you do so, scrape the knuckles as you drag your hands down. As you do so, spread the chest wide, bring the chin up as you look up, continually engaging that core. As you exhale, bring yourself back down onto the mat and bring that left foot off to the side of the hands. As you bring those hands in, you are going to either stay here or you are going to drop yourself onto your forearms for lizard pose. Here, it is wildly important to listen to your comfort zone. This is where you have control here. So, you've done quite a few stretches as it is on those hips. Here is where you get to have a little bit of reprieve and have just one last deep stretch. So, enjoy this pose and make sure you do not push yourself any further than what is comfortable. It is best to take into consideration your comfort zone and to leave the ego out of this part of the yoga session. Inhale and switch sides. Bring yourself into tabletop, stacking those shoulders over the wrists, hips over the ankles. Sink those heels down into the ground. Bring those hip bones up toward the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal those feet. As we roll the shoulders in, drop the head down and relax the neck. As we inhale, bring our right leg up toward the sky and exhale them between the hands. Dropping that left knee down onto the mat. As you inhale, bring that right arm up toward the sky. Lift your chin up and side eye the sky as much as is comfortable. Remember to engage the core. Take 2 more breaths here. And exhale that hand back down onto the mat. As you inhale, bring both hands up toward the sky for alternating crescent low lunge. As you engage that core, bring those hands back to imaginary back wall behind you. As you engage that core, just stretch those hands back towards that imaginary back wall behind you. Engaging that core, engaging that core. And exhale yourself back down, hands on to the mat. As you inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky. Exhale your hands back down behind you, interlacing those fingers and scraping the knuckles down. Stretch that chest open. Lift that chin up, engage that core as you establish your balance here. And look up toward the sky. Take 2 more breaths here. And exhale, release. That was the hardest part of the session. Congratulations, guys. You did fantastic. As you brought your hands down onto the mat, bring that right leg off to the side. Here, you would like to, like I said, stay within your comfort zone. Keep those hands on the mat or drop down onto those forearms. Take 3 breaths here. Thank you so very much for the time. I really appreciate you taking and spending this time wisely on yourself. I hope this was a good session for your hips, for your lower back. If you'd like, you may bring yourself into a seated position and slowly reclining yourself onto the mat for Savasana. Here you can take a few breaths. We are going to be here for just about 3 minutes. As you inhale, bring yourself to an attention of any more tensions in the body. Continue this breath at the core. As you inhale, engage that core, and as you exhale, release that flex. As you explore any of those remaining tensions within the body, engage that core as you find them and exhale those tensions out, releasing that tension in the core.